Test, 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 test.
Test, 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 test.
Ah,
I thank you. I thank you. Do come again.
Okay, guys, so my microphone is relatively low on batteries. I have replacements ready, but you guys will probably know if my microphone goes dead before I do, so if it happens, let me know. Hey, G Walker, how you doing? Alright guys, I'm going to be fiddling around in menus a little bit here, trying to figure out what I'm going to use my master crests on, or seals on, since I have some. Okay, yeah, we definitely don't want to mess around with Unica. I like her the way that she is. That's fine. Ooh. Okay. Better HP, better movement. Pretty good upgrade. Vidame. I don't think we're going to do better than that. Yeah, we're not. I'm just going to... Yeah, I'm doing that. Let's go. Yeah, David, I saw that. What the heck? I mean, they spent all this time this offseason talking about how, oh, they can't get Fangio because he still hates the Broncos because he was just their head coach. And now I guess none of that matters. I guess the lesson is stop listening to anybody. Or the lesson is nothing matters when you have Walmart money, I guess. Well, my understanding was things ended kind of on bad terms in Denver with Fangio, and that was part of the problem. I mean, that would be the coaching super squad. If Wilson can't win with Peyton and Fangio, then he should retire, basically. Honestly, I think Denver needs to win the Super Bowl to have a successful season because in 2024, Wilson's cap hit goes up significantly, and then the next year it skyrockets. Like, this is the window. And they don't have draft picks. They're going to have to spend money to improve the team, and they're only going to have money for a limited amount of time. So I think they need to win the Super Bowl now. Oh, I wouldn't pick them to win the division, David. You're right. But at the very least, Wilson should be able to have success, right? Yeah, I mean, I've said it before. I don't think Wilson's ever going to be a top 3 or top 5 quarterback again, but I think he can be as good as he was in 2021, where he was, you know, superficially good. Yeah, I would imagine the Waltons are just like, you know, we don't care about money. Just name your price and we'll give it to you. Which, look, again, I don't think it's going to work in the way that they need it to work. But I do think it's probably better to go all out trying like this than it is to just take the L. Like, I would have preferred to get Caldwell, don't get me wrong. But it'll do. I don't like it, but I understand it, and I think that it's understandable. Hey, JS, how you doing? JS, it was probably about like 15 or 16 hours. Something like that. 15 or 16. Well, that's what you do when you're trying to win a Super Bowl. But when it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It, like, really doesn't work. Like, holy shit, it doesn't work. Yeah, there are actually 3 side missions in this Dead Space game, which was cool. Not in the original.
All right.
I didn't realize there were people behind me. shoot, I didn't realize there were people behind me like that. I could have just gone out that way. I'll do the rewind in a second here. This would have worked perfectly if there was nobody behind me, but now, yeah, I'm definitely resetting.
Lost. I want to.
This is unacceptable. I am but a hindrance to the Divine Dragon in this shape. For now, I must fall back.
Yeah, I kind of feel like the Broncos got saved from themselves. If they had gotten what they wanted and gotten D'Amico Ryans, I think that's terrible. It's almost like they decided to make a coaching hire completely agnostic to the fact that they have Russell Wilson on their team. And then only when that fell through did they decide, okay, fine. We'll give Wilson what he wants. I don't know, man. It's weird.
Yes.
For the Divine Dragon!
I will obey. Rest now.
It's kind of like, I remember last year when it looked like the Seahawks wanted to draft Trevor Penning, and I was like, please somebody else take him. Save us from ourselves.
As
Luckily,
your steward.
we didn't. Thank God. Okay, I mean, the thing is, David, you can't really look at it like that because they had that trade in their pocket, and then they decided, I mean, they didn't trade Bradley Chubb for Sean Payton. They traded a first-round pick for Sean Payton. Now, I don't hate it because the first-round pick they traded was not that high, but I don't think it's right to say, oh, they flipped this for this and they flipped that for this for that. They could have just kept the first-round pick. That being said, again, I don't hate their decision. I think it's reasonable. I think it's at least defensible for them to make their stand here.
Victory is mine.
My will is firm.
Understood. My turn. Oh, thank goodness.
I mean, I think Harbaugh would have been good. I would have liked the Harbaugh move. I think Harbaugh might have made some sense. Obviously, as it turns out, it looks like they could not have gotten him, but I think the Harbaugh move might have been workable. That makes sense to me.
Go ahead.
This isn't so bad.
Hey, Jake Capelot, what's up? Oh, yeah. Well, Shanahan's a better coach than Harbaugh. So, there's this guy on YouTube named CG Ruthless. He's contacted me a couple times trying to collab with me. I just ignore him because I think his content kind of sucks. He's a Niners fan. And the last couple days, he's just made a bunch of these videos bitching about how Shanahan sucks and we need to fire Shanahan. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, can someone in the 49ers front office please watch this guy and do what he's saying? That would be amazing, please.
A battle fit for Brodia. I am sorry.
I think it's bad, 12-man, but I don't think it's terrible anymore. I can't say it's terrible, but I do think it's bad. I don't think a trade like that is good unless you win the Super Bowl. If you win the Super Bowl, then whatever. Think about where we'd be right now with the Stafford trade if the Rams hadn't won the Super Bowl.
Grant me.
Quickly now. Hurry!
For the Divine Dragon.
Here we go!
I shall slay you!
Oh, that is a super clutch critical. There we go, baby. I love it. I love it.
Allow me. Over here.
I hope this is enough.
Oh, Russ will definitely be better, Jake Haviland. He was maybe the worst quarterback in the league last year. He has to be better. Like, do you realize how... I mean, I think people don't understand how bad he was last year. He could probably take the field every game wearing a blindfold next year and be better just by random variance. So, yeah.
Much improved. Yes.
Well, it's a strategy RPG game. As you can see, this is the gameplay. But the objective is different for every game. Like, in this game, I'm basically a deity who's been asleep for 1,000 years, and I've woken up, and now I need to defeat this evil that woke up at the same time that I did. But the actual gameplay is basically what you're seeing right in front of you. It's a strategy RPG. You move players around on the board. You do attacks. Let's see here. Okay, any of this would be fine. Sure, that's fine.
Rest in pieces. Here we go. Remember this. Lend me your... This ends now.
There is a little bit of a social element to this game where outside of battle you get to know your teammates better, and the more you get to know them, the better they're able to do for you in combat. But in this game, that's actually really minor compared to the last Fire Emblem game. The last Fire Emblem game was pretty heavy into those aspects. So, it just depends on which one you're playing as well. Shoot. Well... Damn it. It leaves him with 1 HP. No. Why? Why?
Allow me.
See here. A little wasteful, but it has to be done.
I'll go first.
Lovely performance.
Very nice.
Incineration.
Clutch critical, baby. That was big, because I don't think I would have been able to kill him that turn if it wasn't for that. Oh, that was nice. Oh, that was Hello Fresh. No, this stream is not sponsored by Hello Fresh.
Now this thing is not sponsored by HelloFresh.
I think I picked the Eagles. They're a better team. The Eagles are a better team. Maybe Mahomes goes superhero mode, but
This is unacceptable. I am but a hindrance to the Divine Dragon in this shape. For now, I must fall back.
isn't HelloFresh like they send you meal kits? HelloFresh is the one that sends you meal kits, right? Let's see. Ooh. One hit KO, baby.
Unfortunate.
I have become unstoppable. Don't be a douchebag. Alright guys, I'm going to step away, take a quick break. When I get back, Snacks should be joining the stream in a voice chat capacity. And we will continue on with our Emblem. See you soon. Okay. Here we are. Oh. Okay, let me check and make sure everything's good. Okay, let me check and make sure everything's good. Yeah, alright, beautiful. Welcome back, people. Hey there, how you doing? Mm-hmm.
Yunaka here.
So, anything of note happened today? Perfect. Perfect. Who would you rather have to build his... well, obviously Mac Jones. Mac Jones is at least passable. Zach Wilson is legitimately one of the worst quarterbacks I've ever seen. Like... Zach Wilson is a great way to get fired within 2 years because somebody needs to fall on the guillotine. So I beat the Dead Space remake earlier today. God. What are you playing?
Nothing. Just,
So you got lucky in something actually meaningful, so that's good.
I'm still alive? Huh.
Yeah, so the new Star Wars game got pushed back 6 weeks, so it actually makes things a little bit better for the schedule, but now it comes out on the exact same day as Dead Island 2. Now, I know we're kind of undecided on that one right now, but still worth noting.
Great.
Yeah, I know, Robert. In fact, right now, Tampa isn't paying their quarterback any money because he's a free agent, and they're still suicidally over the cap.
Look what you made me do.
Nice, critical. I'm hitting crits a ton in this fight.
Emblem, engage!
I hear you.
Allow me!
Probably what I would do,
Nothing left of you.
Robert, but it seems like they're really in love with Fields. Which surprises me because they didn't draft him. But it does seem like they're enamored with him. I feel like he's going to get hurt every year is the problem, more than anything.
Yourself.
There are actually some advanced stats out there that say that the Bears' offensive line is not as bad as advertised. Like, their aggregate offensive line score from PFF and ESPN and stuff was like 17th. So it might be a little overstated.
Oh, hey, here's my prediction for the Super Bowl, so we can have it out there for posterity.
Okay.
So that we can forget about it if it doesn't happen. And if it does happen, I'll look like a genius.
Okay.
Eagles over Chiefs, 21-20. And because of how close it is, people will be bitching about the refs and bad calls for years to come.
Believable. Highly believable.
So now if that doesn't happen, we're all going to forget about it. And if it does happen, I'll look like a prop. As usual. Anyway, so you beat Dead Space remake.
Yeah.
So Nicole was dead the whole time still?
Yeah, they did not change the story in any significant way. They made...
Okay, was the end of the game the jump scare again?
Yes. Basically, here's what they did. Nicole was not just a hallucination. She was another character who was on the Ishimura trying to fix things, and you were hallucinating her to be Nicole, and she was hallucinating you to be her dead husband. So instead of it just being a phantom, there was actually a person there, which is why the other characters were able to interact with her. But whenever you talked about Nicole, you could kind of tell they were like, what the fuck is wrong with this guy? So they changed it, but they didn't change it. And I think that what they did was actually really cool.
You're dead.
I appreciated it. Like, it wasn't a complete overhaul like Resident Evil 2, but it was kind of like the original RE remake,
Drop your
where
guard.
it's the same game, but they changed so much,
That was a cinch.
if that makes sense.
Yeah. Well, I like that, and that's what I predicted they were going to have to do also. Because that twist is like a really important part of what they're trying to do in the first game.
That's it.
Right.
So they had to try to do something, but at the same time, they couldn't have made it to where she's not dead. Because then the entire rest of the series doesn't make any sense.
Well, assuming this remake does well, I do suspect they will remake the others, so you're right.
Yeah, and it'll probably be on the same engine. Right.
Mm-hmm.
That's what Capcom's doing with Resident Evil. So it makes sense, because Dead Space is basically... It was heavily inspired by Resident Evil 4 in the first place.
Oh, yeah. It was Resident Evil 4, except you could aim and move at the same time.
They,
I'll go first.
Game plays like Resident Evil 4. And the story and theme
My apologies.
is very close to. Fuck, what was the name of that movie? Don't like it.
Event Horizon.
There you go. So it's basically like if Resident Evil 4 and Event Horizon had a baby, it would be this.
Victory is mine.
Like, I know you personally think having Isaac be a silent protagonist is better. To me, it was just different. But I kind of like that they did things differently as much as they could when they didn't have to change the core of the game.
Well, the thing about Isaac talking, it wouldn't have bothered me if Isaac wasn't annoying. This dude curses way too much, and like I get it, but at the same time I'm like,
is
dude,
nothing.
really, like, it takes me out of the game because
Agony. Such ephemeral
Like-
life.
he's talking to other people and he's being like that. It's like, dude, just calm the fuck down.
And, like, you know, here's another example. So, originally, when the ship, I can't remember the name of it, docks with the Ishimura, the ship that has Isaac and Kendra and etc. on it, that ship docks. The docking malfunctions, and everybody on the ship dies except for Isaac, Hammond, and Kendra, right?
And Chen.
Was Chen
Because-
in
well,
the first game?
Are you talking about the original or the
Original.
Oh, in the original, it was actually more than just Chen, because when I went back to rewatch the VOD, it was only those four. So Chen was the only guy that got killed. But originally everyone survived.
Yeah, in
'Cause
this
Crash wasn't-
remake.
The crash wasn't as bad.
Correct.
What happened in the original, you know, they have the crash and all this, and they kind of underscore that, like, I forget who was the pilot, if it was Hammond or if it was Kendra, but the point of everyone surviving was they're an important point. But everyone lived. Most of the crew, however, were just the security red shirt mooks who got immediately fucking killed by the first necromorph you ran into. Which, you know, it's there to set like the tension of the game and like establish, holy crap, these things are serious threats. However, as you go on through the game, you know, yeah, to be fair, they didn't know that you had to cut the limbs off and all that. And Isaac, you know, he finds out when he first picks up his plasma cutter, as he hears the voice recording of "you got to go for the limbs," and then the writing on the wall that says "cut off the limbs." So yeah, they didn't know, blah blah blah. However, there were like 5 guys that had pulse rifles. So if they were all just opening up on the fucking thing, they should have blasted the limbs off just with the sheer volume of fire. You know, if you got attacked by multiples, then it would have been a different story. It would have been like, whoa, this thing's fucking carving those guys up. But just the one that's in there, it seems a little
Yeah,
shitty.
and in this remake, they had Chen be the necromorph that goes to the Valor and destroys it. I don't believe that was the case in the original.
No, in the original, it was just it was just a necromorph, because there's like fucking gazillions of them all over the ship. So Hammond just found one and he just put it in an escape pod, which made more sense because it was like they established that Hammond and Kendra were having serious difficulty dealing with the fucking things. They were just in semi-safe areas because they were kind of backtracking where Isaac had already cleared the fucking place out. Plus, Hammond was way better at sneaking.
Come on in.
So he was mainly just managing to avoid a lot of the things. He would see things and he was doing a good job of hiding.
Right.
However, in the remake, it kind of seems like Hammond's like kind of an ass kicker, so it makes even less sense. I think that's why they did the Chen thing, is they tried to make it be like, well, he was having trouble killing the guy who was his old friend and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
But like, come on, dude. Like,
Right. Well,
Okay,
like another
just leave it to me.
slight alteration
These
in the game
expensive
that
ingredients make me
I
so
thought
nervous.
was pretty notable and kind of
I
cool.
didn't waste a single
Well,
scrap of food on
cool
this
is not the
one.
right word, but
What was the
it was
idea
notable
behind this
because
dish?
Isaac is actually a character.
A hearty meal, tastefully.
Is at the end when Kendra's trying to escape, and then the hive mind shows up and kills her. There's actually a moment where it looks like Isaac is trying to save Kendra from the hive mind. It doesn't work. But he's like, here, take my hand, I'll grab you, I'll save you, and then she gets killed. And, I mean, that's kind of surprising given all the fucked up stuff he just saw Kendra do, but
Here,
whatever.
I made you a.
I mean, at this point, she had just revealed to him that Nicole was dead the whole time.
Yeah.
Because I haven't seen the VOD, so I'm just going off of the way that the story was in the original. By the point that she dies, she had already told Isaac that Nicole was dead the whole time.
Correct, in both versions.
So, knowing that, Isaac knows he is now single. So now he's really noticing those big mommy milkies for the first time.
Yeah. Maybe. That's as good a guess as any.
He took his shot, man. You can't blame him.
Yeah. I kind of don't like what they did with Hammond's character design. He looks like an elf. His ears look weird as hell. He looks like an elf. He really does.
I feel the same way. I don't like the way that he looked. I also don't like the way that Kendra looks. I like Isaac's new look, which to me is funny because it's not like Dead Space 2. The dude keeps his helmet on the whole fucking time. So I'm all like, I don't know what the fuck, but I don't like Hammond and Kendra's new designs.
He looks like Tuvok almost.
You're looking a bit grim, Saline. Problems?
Ah, Divine One.
Oh man.
Do you
Yeah,
remember the
that'd be
tea we enjoyed
hilarious.
together the other day?
Now I'm
It
imagining
was so
Neelix
good
on the
that I'm not
Ishimura.
likely to forget it anytime soon.
It would
I mean,
appear that shipments
honestly,
of
at a
those
certain
leaves are becoming
point,
a
if they keep
favorite
trying to make
target
Star
for
Trek movies
highwaymen.
and they don't work,
Changing the
eventually they're going to
trade
land
routes
on
has made
zombies
little
in space.
difference. Each day brings more victims.
They already did.
That's
That was the
awful.
Borg.
I am
Oh,
not
that's a
often
good point.
called on to intervene
It's not what the
directly in
Borg
matters such as
originally were,
these,
but it's what they
but
turned
this
them
is an
into in First
emergency.
Contact so
And
that
no
the
one in
movie would be
Firene knows
successful.
more of tea than I. So
And
Mother has requested
because
that
that
I
movie
handle
was
the problem
successful, they fucking
personally.
glommed onto
How do you
that, and
feel
then it
about
became the
that?
case ever since.
I suspect it may be part of my
From
education.
what because
Even
I
if
don't
my
watch
brother is
Picard
first in line for the
because
throne,
I
am still
refuse.
Princess of
Like,
Firene.
I
So,
watched some of
what's your
Discovery and I
plan
saw
for
how
dealing
awful
with
that shit
them?
was, and I was like, okay,
I thought
yeah,
I
no,
might drive them off with pranks.
it's not for me.
Fuck that shit.
Wouldn't it
So
be lovely
anyway,
if things were as simple as they are in folk tales? But real life
As I
isn't
understand
so
from the people who
pastoral.
have jumped on that grenade
No,
and watched Picard
it's
for
not.
me,
I will show no mercy
it's
to
basically
anyone
the
who
Borg
causes
TV
suffering
show,
to the
which,
people of
you know,
Firene,
again,
and I will go
it-
to any
it's-
lengths
it-
so that my people may enjoy the peace they are accustomed
people
to.
like the Borg because it's dark and violent. My
Don't look at me
stool
like
is
that,
dark
Divine
and
One.
yellow.
This is a duty I must
What's dark
bear.
and violent
Now
about the
then,
Borg
please
Queen who
excuse
just
me.
wants to, like, fuck
Action
men
must
to
be
death,
taken in
as
this
near as I
matter.
can tell? She wants
Swiftly.
death by snoo-snoo. Like, how is that dark and violent?
Because the Borg are space zombies. Like, remember in First Contact when that one guy was in the process of turning,
Welcome.
and they could have easily fucking helped him because they've helped people who had already been fully assimilated before, and then Picard just shoots him anyway.
Do come again.
Like, believe me, I did him a favor. It's like, dude, holy shit. And then that other time when he was able to easily recognize that one of the drones used to be Ensign Lynch, and then he's like fucking vivisecting him to dig through his fucking guts to find something that he needed. And then the lady is with, she's like, Jesus Christ, this used to be your crewmate. And he's like, it's just a machine now. It's like, dude, Jesus Christ, you got saved from the Borg. Why would you not give this dude a chance? Jesus Christ.
I never really thought about that, but that is fucked up. 1 second. That's the main highlight of what's going on. Oh, that's an interesting... I mean, well, David, the problem with that philosophy is that then they could have just traded their native second rounder. If they still had their second round pick next year, or this year, that could have just replaced the first round pick they used in the trade, because the difference in those picks is only like 5 slots or 6 or something. So you might have to throw in a little bit extra, but I think that's a hell of a gigacope. That sounds like massive copium to me.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you there. If there is anything I know, it's cope.
Okay. So, anyway, it's early, and obviously I need some time to digest it. I think the Dead Space remake might be my favorite survival horror game that I've ever played.
It's high praise.
Like, before this, it was probably Resident Evil 4. Now, granted, I played through Resident Evil 4 so many times, I don't know if I can actually say that I like it more than a game, that I like a game I played once, more than a game like RE4 that I've literally probably beaten like 20, 25 times in my life.
You know, I don't know. You may have, you may not have, I don't know, but I certainly don't believe you streamed it. Resident Evil 2 and 3 remakes?
Oh no, I have not streamed I have not played those yet. I have not gotten to it yet. I have them, I just haven't gotten to them yet.
Okay. I know that you have a huge backlog and you've already done a streaming schedule up to like July. But I think you should toss those into the mix.
I probably will. For one, they delayed Jedi Survivor by 6 weeks. And for another, I'm finding I'm finishing these games faster than I expected. So there's a very good chance there's going to be some Resident Evil in. If it's the 2 remake, it's the 2 remake. Maybe it's the 3 remake. Maybe it's 7, because I still haven't played 7 yet.
And
Hell.
8.
Yeah, 8 too. Hell, I haven't played Resident Evil 0. I have never played RE0.
Oh, RE0's on Steam.
Yeah, I have it on Steam. I know that one is considered to be not as good, but I definitely want to play it. I want to see what's up, you know. I've heard some pretty bad things about it, but it's part of the Resident Evil story.
The way you fight.
Then again, the Resident Evil story doesn't matter for shit anymore.
Shit. Yeah, I haven't played it either, but I also...
More experienced warrior, 1 out. Did I win? How satisfying.
I mean, that's a game that came out in the before times, when prequels always sucked. It feels like it wasn't until very recently, with Better Call Saul and Red Dead Redemption 2, where I actually saw some prequels that were like, hey, that's actually pretty good.
It's mostly because prequels
I
have
shall
always
serve
been
as your opponent today.
cash-in the same way that
I am
sequels
Kagetsu
have.
of Illusia.
Very rarely do people try to make them with the intent of having it good, just trying to cash in on the name. So because they're trying to cash in on the name,
But like Resident Evil 0 was like, oh, that mansion that Jill and Chris went to and had all those funky adventures in, there was a bunch of cool stuff that happened to that mansion right before they got there, I think. Like,
literally a couple of days before they got there, and it's all like, yeah, even though it was really cool and stuff, Rebecca never mentioned this.
Yeah. And it's like, okay, yeah, sure.
And then that one guy, the one guy, Billy, that is her partner, attitude's way
I
throughout
won't
the
go
entirety of
easy
that
on you
game.
just
It was
because we're allies.
never mentioned.
I'll be your partner.
Yeah. And to a certain extent, like, Red Dead was able to be good because what happens in Red Dead is very
Thank you
far
for sparring with
divorced from what happened in Red Dead 1, it feels like. Like, it's not trying to take place the day before Red Dead 1. It's just Red Dead 2 doing completely its own thing, almost.
I am here.
Yeah, J-Cap a lot. I like RDR2 a lot as well. I only played through it once, but I was impressed. I actually streamed that one back on Twitch like 4 years ago. Nobody watched me except for Snacks and Santi. Literally.
Which one?
Red Dead 2.
Your ring is
Oh
something
yeah, that
of
was
an heirloom
fantastic.
in
And
my
I was
family.
coaching him to do all the funny shit.
I suppose that makes things awkward.
Damn it, Arthur.
Not at all. I spent many years in your father's company. King Hyacinth treated me well.
But you're right, that's like a pure example of true open world.
Right, because for most of the game, what did it be in that kind of situation? It's just like, you alerted... what was that, the assault on Bronte's mansion or something?
Yeah.
You alerted Bronte's guards before you reached the first position or whatever.
Vision mailed. Did you enjoy the Undead Nightmare add-on? I never played it. I never played Undead Nightmare. I don't even think my version of Red Dead 1 has it. I think it's just the base game. I don't even know what it is. I don't know if it's like Call of Duty Zombies or what.
And Undead Nightmare is sort of like a reimagined campaign.
Oh, really?
That you go through where they're just zombies. So it's like John's just minding his own business, and then suddenly zombie apocalypse scenario.
That actually sounds kind of funny. That sounds like a meme that a modder would make on PC.
See, now that I'm thinking about it, because like now that Dead Space has been remade, well, Red Dead 2 was massively popular, and Red Dead 1 was on 360 and PS3. I wouldn't be surprised to see a Red Dead 1 remake.
We were talking about that in stream the other day. Apparently, the source code has been lost to time. Like, literally, they can't find it, which doesn't make any sense to me, but... supposedly, they can't find the source code for it.
Oh yeah, I remember this conversation now. Yeah, that was hilarious.
Yeah, I don't get it. Like, go buy a copy of Red Dead and reverse engineer the source code from the game. Are you going to play GTA 6 when it comes out next year? Almost certainly. As long as they don't find a way to ruin it, which is, of course, possible. But yeah, I'm going to play it.
The Divine Dragon looked right at me.
Jesus.
I will obey.
Power blooms in me.
Okay, so I know I don't know how out of it you are in terms of NBA stuff, but I'm gonna send you something. So ignore the caption. Just watch the video in this tweet. Ignore the caption because it doesn't have anything to do with the point. Just watch the video.
Unforgivable.
Like, I know LeBron is a flopper and all that, but I've never seen him be that
full of
melodramatic before. It's so fucking weird. Yeah. I mean, the issue, Capalot, is apparently the people who were in charge at Rockstar are now gone. They had this one collection of people, I think they were brothers, who were in charge of Rockstar games from GTA 3 all the way to Red Dead 2, and now they're gone. So I look at that and I go, okay, now what?
Yeah, now see, I agree with Jeff Van Gundy here. Oh, wow.
I'll protect
Clear
you.
foul. However, yeah, why is LeBron acting like that? What the fuck? This is like that time he fucking took off running when they called him offensive foul.
Yeah, he's acting like the defender, like, kicked his mom in the face or something.
He's acting like the defender told him that he was going to respect LeBron's
I'm ready.
marriage and would not be having sex with his wife that night.
Here goes.
Yeah. I don't know if you saw
us be
anything from
off.
that game, but Patrick Beverly literally went over to the sideline, got one of the video cameras, and brought it over to the ref to show him that he missed the foul. And he got teed up for it.
Wow. Yeah, you're not allowed to tell the refs that they make a mistake.
Yeah.
The NBA has to do that later after the game is already over. And there's nothing that can be done about it, where they say, oops, our bad. But yeah, that caption though is a good point. It's probably going to be the least watched Super Bowl of all time.
I remember back in 2006, the Super Bowl for that year was the Colts and the Bears, and the coaches were Tony Dungy and Lovie Smith. So the media was making a huge deal about how this is the first ever matchup of two black coaches in the Super Bowl. And they just kept going on and on and on about it. And I had a friend at the time who got so sick of it, to make fun of it, he started referring to them as the first black men in space. So basically, for the entire time we were friends, we would just always refer to Tony Dungy and Lovie Smith as the first black men in space. And, you know, it was an inside joke that nobody else would get.
Anything.
That's pretty fucking good. Was this the same friend who had something to say about Lando?
No, no. Oh, this is someone else.
Stuff right there.
And nowadays, Tony Dungy would never get hyped for a reason like that due to his view of homosexuality. So, if only they knew then, they wouldn't have even made a big deal out of it.
Oh, what can you do?
The Divine Dragon looked at me!
Yeah, that was the funny part. I did notice that Dennis Schroeder did the exact same thing LeBron did, and he got a technical foul call on him. But LeBron knows they're never going to call a technical foul on him, so he can do that.
Lost.
It is kind of amusing to note sometimes how the NBA is just totally open about their superstar calls. Like, they know that everybody knows, and they don't really care that much. If you had ever watched gay porn
Sorry,
before.
Divine One.
Man, if Earl was still around, he would have made a post about LeBron's tantrum and been like, if you had ever seen...
Look at how easily he went to his knees.
Yeah. I know Earl's a Lakers fan, but there's no way he would have bent the knee to LeBron if he was still here, I don't think.
Yeah, there's no chance. There was a thread once where people were saying, because, like, you know, obviously LeBron wasn't on the Lakers at the time. So there were a lot of joke posts where, like, a lot of legit members were all like, if LeBron ever ended up on the Lakers, you know, fuck him, we wouldn't accept it. And then RTC, because he was hilarious, you know, he always said the same thing. He's like, if they end up on the Lakers, they never did anything wrong. So his response was something along the lines of, well, I supported Ron Artest when James Harden fouled his elbow, so I'd support LeBron.
That is pretty good. Honestly, that play made me respect Ron Artest so much, because Harden was trying to flop, and he was just like, okay, you want to flop? I'll show you a fucking flop.
Flop on this.
I wonder if anybody from legit still posts on that forum now that LeBron's a Laker. Probably not, right? Like,
yeah, I don't think the only person who probably still posts that back in the day is like Webster. Could never let that fucking.
I'm still alive.
Go. Lost multiple account closure bets. Lost multiple leave forever bets. Most of them to me. Still didn't fucking do it.
yeah, I think you said once that you knew he was going to welch when you made that bet and you didn't care.
Yeah, I was like, I just wanted the opportunity, because I advertised it far and wide. So I was like, once he welches, I just want to have the opportunity to friggin' to point to that forever. And it was hilarious, because what I did is like I made the thread where he signs and agrees to the bet. Made that thread on a forum no one would find, and then I locked the thread as soon as he fucking signed it. I locked the thread so that he couldn't post in there anymore.
Yeah.
And I did that way ahead of time, because I knew as soon as he can't, because if he could post it, he could keep constantly posting it. And if it's still alive as a thread, then the moderators would have been able to delete it. If it's not alive as a thread, then after 60 days it becomes archived. So once it becomes archived, nothing can be done. It's on there forever. And I just kept constantly like, fuck. I made like 4 or 5 different accounts just follow the fuck around. Just be like, hey, nice post. Are you gonna leave?
Yeah. Remember when he wouldn't even do a 360 dunk on like a Fisher Price net?
That was the funniest damn thing, is because friggin' who was it? I think it was Kirby. But he made a 360 dunk bet, and in order to not welch, what he did is he went to a friggin' one of those special gyms where they have a basketball court with trampolines underneath so that people can try trick dunks and all this kind of shit.
Yeah.
So he just went and did it there. And everyone was like, people were telling him, they're like, dude, in order to not welch, you could just do the shit on a Fisher Price scoop, or friggin' go to one of those gyms like friggin' like Kirby does. And nope, he just refused. And I got to the point where like I'm like, it's so easy to do those things. I understood what it was about. I was like, you don't want to end up on camera because there's something about you that you don't want people to know about your physical appearance. And I was like, this dude claims to be black way too much.
Yeah.
And yet at the same time, he's like the least black person I've ever fucking heard of. So I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure you're a really white dude. And you just don't want people to know about that.
Yeah. There have been a few people like that. Who was your favorite basketball player of all time? I like Dirk. Dirk was cool. Who else? Detlef Schrempf was really cool. Probably those guys.
Has all been lost? The fight for peace must not end here. I hate to leave you, but I must withdraw.
No!
Why would you even bother attacking me when even if it hits, it does no damage? You guys are so stupid. You know what the NBAB never had, even though the Pacers were really good back then? It seems like they didn't have any, like, notoriable Pacers fans. There were no, like, big-time Pacers fans, it felt like. Maybe I'm forgetting somebody? I don't think I am.
Sorry, I was chewing, so I couldn't respond immediately. There were a number of Pacers fans who only posted during those 2 years they made the Eastern Conference Finals. However, there was one guy who was there through it all, including the Paul George injury and then Paul George leaving. So there's one guy, DJ, and then a bunch of numbers.
I don't remember him. Huh, I don't remember him at all. Wow.
Our bonds give me strength. Was that sufficient?
Are you a homosexual?
Here we go.
Yes.
Not done.
Fantasy.
I see.
But Chalmers is not Chalmers.
Unironically good. The heck?
I have it. Won't give in.
Could not in a tree, not in a car. Now let me
A battle fit for Brodia. Defeated. After all. If I die here, all may be lost. I have to retreat. I have to keep Brodia safe.
Nice. Clutch. Very clutch. Alfris.
Clutch these nuts.
Hopefully someone does.
Based.
I really am worthless. It's
Oh, god damn it. I was really hoping I would find a way to survive that.
I must.
Yeah.
Crap.
Crab people, crab people.
I'll go first.
Yeah, I didn't get that one either. It's like he's just going to become kind of irrelevant now, it feels like. I don't understand why he would do that. That was weird.
Here we go.
I think that was actually dumb. I shouldn't have done that. Drip, though. I got the drip. Butters, I'm gonna kick your ass.
What?
Butters, I'm gonna kick your ass.
Oh yeah. Glad, here's $100. If Stan gets near me, punch him.
Wonder if Wendy and Stan are still together.
I think there was a period of time where to shake things up, they had them break up.
Yeah, I
and
remember that.
Wendy started going out with Stan.
No, I thought it was Token Black.
No, sorry, yeah. Sorry, Stan was Then I forget how, because it was during the time period where I stopped watching South Park for a very long period of time, but somehow or another they ended up being back together.
Yeah, I actually remember this stuff pretty well. I watched a lot of South Park when I was that age. Bing Chiling.
I'm here.
Bing Chiling. I have Bing Chiling. Huh. Wonder why he did that, David. There's no way we could offer him more money. God damn it.
If I die here, part this. It's you.
Dude, hit your goddamn 80%er, you fucking... God damn it. That is really fucking annoying.
If I... This... part... It's...
Maybe working for Nick Saban is like a miserable experience. Who knows? Fine, whatever. He's just destined to miss this turn no matter what I do. Screw it. Eat my butt.
If I... It's...
I'll manage.
Wait a minute. Oh, god damn it. I'm starting to realize there's no way I can win this fight. I think I'm just gonna have to reset. Like, there's way too many enemies still left. Yeah, I'm super screwed. Alright guys, I'm going to take a short break. When I come back, I'm probably going to have to restart this fight or do a different fight. Okay, we are back. Oh boy. No, Silver, I'm still here. I'm here for another hour.
Fire Emblem. Engage.
Huh. Interesting. Maybe he just doesn't want to work for Nick Saban. That sounds like a good enough reason to me. I would believe that one.
So, this is Solm. It's very sandy.
The Queendom's land is covered in deserts. I believe this one is called Tula. And as you've no doubt noticed, it's much hotter than in Elusia. I fear I may melt.
What now, Divine One?
We'd better head straight to the palace.
So,
I just hope the hounds haven't gotten there first.
based off our
During my
conversation
time in
earlier,
Elusia, the four hounds
what
did pay
I
a few
took from that is that
visits
you're
to
going to be
Solm.
able to stream
But they came
after
back
my
empty-handed
stream
each
with the
time,
Hawk's
so
Nest
I
on
expect
Thursday.
The palace is unharmed.
Thanks, Ivy.
That
Pretty
is
handy
the
having an
hope,
enemy as a
yes.
friend.
I will choose to take that as a compliment.
I'll
Which
be,
emblem ring was entrusted to
I'll
Solm?
be texting you to try to
The Radiant Hero, said
keep
to
it
be among the
as-
most powerful. Needless to say, it would
Now
be
that
quite
it
a
is the
boon.
off season, it's
Sounds like
possible
exactly what we
that the
need
Hawk's
right
Nest
now.
streams will be
Let's
shorter,
get going.
but it's hard to know. It's often not up to us, it's up to the audience.
Let's see. Which way to the palace again?
Divine One, I believe we passed that enormous rock earlier.
What? Really? All this terrain looks the same to me.
I wish I could help. My knowledge of Solmic geography comes only from maps. Wait a moment. Prince Alfred, Prince Diamant, your nations are allied with Solm. Haven't you gone to the palace before?
I did, but quite a long time ago. I don't
So
remember the
apparently
way.
now there are
I
some
traveled from
reports
Firenze.
that
I've got no
Alec
clue how to get
Baldwin
there
did
from
not
Elusia.
attend the gun
So
training
none of us
on the
knows
set
where to
of
go.
Rust.
Yeah, that's something
right,
that doesn't
I'll
surprise
say it.
me because he violated
lost.
one of the
I'm
most
afraid so.
essential
We can't
and
afford to waste
basic
time. I wonder if
rules
there's a
of
landmark
firearm
to go
safety.
by.
And it also sounds like an Alec Baldwin thing to do, to figure that fucking that kind of thing is just beneath him. So he's not going to bother with it. You know?
Right.
Hey, you don't look like you're from
And
around
then somebody
here.
died
What's
because
with
he's
the
an asshole.
outfits?
Good job.
Sorry, I didn't mean to startle you, but I took one look and thought to myself, self, they are lost.
Silver, I
who are
thought
you?
the Batman movie
Who
they
am I?
released last year,
I'm
2
the
years
guy,
ago or whatever, was
here to keep the peace in
okay.
Tula Desert. Call me Fogato, yeah?
Like,
As
I wasn't
captain
that
of the
into
Sentinels,
it,
it's
so I'm
my
not that
duty to
into
help
the idea
people
of a
in need.
sequel. I
You find
acknowledge
folks need a
that they're,
hand,
you know,
just
trying
let
to
me
do
know.
something
Thanks
of
for
note.
that. As
They're
for
they're
myself,
trying
I'm the Divine
hard
Dragon
with these movies,
from
I think.
Lethos.
There's effort in there, I
What,
just
you?
think it's not presented in an
You're telling me
engaging
the
way.
Divine Dragon is here, in my desert? No kidding.
Yes.
Oh, I had no idea. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to be rude.
You weren't. There's no need to be formal with me.
Didn't expect you to be casual. That's cool. But hey, what brings you all out to my piece of the world?
We're on our way to Solm Palace, but we don't know how to get there.
This is your lucky day. Come on, just follow me. If I know how to get anywhere, it's the palace.
You don't mind?
Of course I don't. You know what's out there? Sand, as far as the eye can see. And I would rather you not have to deal with that. Lucky we met, huh?
Thank you, Fogado. We appreciate your help.
Don't sweat it. Oh, you know what? I do have a quick errand to take care of first.
An errand? What kind of errand?
More of a mission. See, not too long ago, these freaky creatures started appearing everywhere. As captain of the Sentinels, when I get a report about a problem in the desert, I take care of it. Sorry about this. You have a sit, and I'll take you to the palace right after I'm done.
Actually, why don't we come with you? We can help.
Oh, that'd be great. My friends went ahead of me. Let's go meet up with them. The problem's even worse than I expected. Hey, there they are! Pendrea! Brunei!
Fogado, you're late. I was starting to think you wanted us to die out here.
With any further delay, these creatures would have made a meal of us.
Sorry about that, fellas. But hey, I brought help.
Help? What do you mean, help?
Oh, Bandreo, my pious friend.
It's now officially February.
This is really gonna blow your mind.
Yay!
Hello, I'm the Divine Dragon. Nice to meet
Every
you.
month that goes by is a good
It's the Divine
thing.
Dragon!
Get me closer to
The Divine Dragon!
fucking hell.
Hang on! What were you thinking, bringing the Divine Dragon here?
That hair! Like two scoops of sorbet swirling together in the desert heat.
Hey, save it for the kitchen.
Gets
That's a
you 1
deity you're
month
talking
closer to
about.
death.
I knew this would get you too fired up. Divine One?
Well, that
these are
also,
my
but I meant more
sentiments.
along the
What do you
lines of
say?
this has
Ready to
been a
handle a
brutal
mission with
winter
us?
all over the world.
Ready.
So that being done, and that awful thing that I have to go through in my life, I'm hoping that we're that much closer to it being over.
Right. I understand. Sometimes you just have to joke about things like death, though.
Yeah, I know. It is cold. It's like I live in the desert and it's 37 degrees.
37, yeah, okay.
All right. Let's
So
do
like
this thing,
I'm
Sentinels.
Finally,
I'm
time
used
to
to
get
the
this
because
party
in the
started.
summertime it's going to be 120. So that's what I'm
I
used
will
to.
serve up a most deadly dish.
Before I forget, watch out for those patches of quicksand. That stuff will really slow you down.
I mean, David, he deserves it, though, because he beat the Broncos with that game-winning drive. I think the Ravens are going to trade Lamar, Silver. I don't think they're that interested in committing to him.
Yeah, because Lamar's running into the problem that the vast majority of quarterbacks
Understood.
with his play style run into, which is that
Understood.
really early on, he's incredible because defenses don't know what he's capable of yet.
I'll dish it out.
After a while, defenses start to kind of key in on that and it's not as easy for him to get what he used to get. At the start of the season, he was balling out, and then he started to slow down, and the toll of the season was started to wear on him. So in the future, probably a good chance that if he has success in early parts of the seasons, I don't think it's going to stretch as time goes on. Defense is playing to shape, all that kind of shit. And I think that it's just going to be a pattern that goes on for the rest of his career.
I mean, 2 years in a row now, he's missed all of December. because of injuries too. Like,
right.
I think you'd have to be a little bit of a sucker.
It's such an honor.
Right, because
Please, use
quarterbacks
my
wear
abilities as you
less
see. I can
protection
use my staff to...
than other players do, especially running backs. So when you get tackled a lot as a quarterback because you run a lot, you take a fucking beating. The whole reason Russell Wilson used to be good in his last few seasons on the Seahawks was because as he was getting older, he was adjusting his play style to run less. At least, the way I saw it.
Oh my god, stop missing, you complete jackass. God damn. Piece of shit.
Divine, I can use my staff to warp...
Eus Volt, motherfucker.
I hear you.
Emblem.
Well, Silver, the thing is, he doesn't have time like that. He needs to fix it now. Wilson's cap hit skyrockets in 2024. This is the last year where the Wilson cap hit is actually, like, workable. After this year, it becomes really hard to build an effective team around that cap hit. So, to me, they got to go for it now. So it feels like almost Super Bowl or bust in 2023. As bad of a philosophy as that may be to have.
I will do what I must.
Emblem?
Instantaneous.
I won't falter.
Nice.
I am
Clutch.
guided
Clutch
by the
critical,
emblems.
baby. Oh, I think it's pretty much a guarantee, G. Walker. If he's as bad as he was this year, they're just gonna set him on fire. Metaphorically, not literally. Somebody in chat's gonna get mad at me for that one.
Yeah, literally comes later.
So, anyway, I don't know if you've had the opportunity to look much into it right now, but based off what you know about it, assuming Dead Island 2 actually comes out in April, what is your take on whether or not it's going to be good or not? Do you think it has a chance?
I don't know. I think it's gonna be pretty gimmicky and strange. It may be worth a play, but I'm really tempted to say we should probably.
This will hurt.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
Remember this.
I don't know anything about it. I don't know if it's the same devs. I don't know if it's different devs. I don't know if, like...
Yeah. With what I've seen so far, you know, not being able to see more, I really feel like, yeah, it's not worth the full price of what games cost nowadays.
Right. I've started buying a lot of stuff through GMG, which you get pretty good, discounts on especially if you use it semi-frequently.
Did you say GOG, Good Old Games?
No, Green Man
I'll
Gaming.
do my best.
Oh, okay. I think we used them once for one game that we got.
Yeah, I think.
Oh yeah, Back for Blood, right?
Yeah, I still need to go back and finish that game just so I can like finish it. Like it wasn't unplayable. So
I'm sure after enough time, it's probably more decent now. You'd be willing to wait, you know, like maybe touch that one and have it be part of the gimmick for like a horror month in October or something.
Yeah. Like the thing was, the initial game wasn't bad. It was just not really good. Like I don't think there was anything like massively wrong with Back for Blood. It was just like, this is not this doesn't feel like any kind of an upgrade from the game they released a decade ago. Like, I may as well be playing Left 4 Dead 2. What's the difference?
The difference is Left 4 Dead was better.
Mm-hmm. It was basically the same reaction I had to Kingdom Hearts 3. It's like, you made me wait 15 years, and you gave me Kingdom Hearts 2 with better graphics.
Did you see that?
He also gave you Kingdom Hearts 2 with better graphics, with new characters who became owned by Disney in the time between. Darth Vader wasn't in Kingdom Hearts 2.
Grant me.
I mean, I have thought about this before. Now that Disney owns all these different properties, they could have done, like in The Last Jedi, you know how the main plot of The Last Jedi is the ship is running out of fuel, and they're running away from the Empire? They could have had Hank Hill show up to give them propane.
That would have been hilarious.
I'll go first.
Epic crossover event. Hank Hill shows up in Star Wars.
That's a clean burn in hell, I tell you what.
You know that King of the Hill clip when he's trying to use WD-40 on a door, but he can't get the WD-40 can open, so he... That's a really good one.
That's an all-timer for sure.
I sell cocaine and cocaine accessories.
On my quiet time, I'm not an effective cocaine salesman.
Forgive us. help.
I can't believe I did that.
Oh, by the way, when you watch my Twitch VODs, do you watch them on Twitch or do you watch them on YouTube? Oh, really? Okay, cool.
Well, reason being, Twitch, when you watch the Twitch VODs, music copyrights, quote unquote, will occasionally mute audio. Now, that's not necessarily a concern from your stream, you'd think, but sometimes that fucking shit still gets muted anyway, because, like, the game audio music is copyrighted, but it's run off of an algorithm. It's not run after people actually filing a complaint. So that's total ridiculous bullshit, number one. Number two is that the ads never stop rolling. You know? So it interferes with the experience, at least from my perspective.
Yeah, it's like early in the game when Isaac sees Hammond and he says hello, Adele is able to copyright claim that entire Twitch stream. So that makes sense. Sorry, that was a really bad joke.
Yes, and as a matter of fact, when the conversation finishes and Isaac says goodbye, in sync copyrights 1/3 of the
Yeah. Yeah, apparently YouTube is changing their system to now when there's copyrighted music in a video, the person who owns the copyright will get like a percentage of the ad revenue, not the whole thing. Like right now, it's if you have any copyrighted music in a video, the person who owns that copyright just gets 100% of the ad revenue from that video no matter what. But YouTube is trying to adjust it to be less. I don't know exactly what it's going to be, but they are actually trying to come up with something that makes sense.
See, now that's pretty cool, because I am not a fan of that algorithm, because when I upload, private YouTube videos of me playing saxophone, even if, no one's ever going to watch this video, I still get a fucking copyright claim because it's an algorithm. So it's like, well, that sounds similar to, whatever. Oh, that's pretty stupid.
Nothing short of victory.
Huh. I did not see that beta, but that sounds like good news. Wait, did they already play the Senior Bowl? I thought they didn't play it until, I thought they played it either today or tomorrow. They haven't already played it yet, right? I'm going to have to look into that a little bit here.
Wait a minute, when's the Bourbon Bowl?
It's the Butthole Bowl.
Remember when Bobby Boucher came back at halftime and the Mud Dogs won the Bourbon Bowl? You know what? Taking turns is dumb. Why don't we all just jump in? You never watched you never watched the DC Animated Universe Justice League, did you?
No, I did not.
There's an episode, and the episode is dedicated entirely to the Flash. It's really great. Now, what's going on is that Flash's city is honoring him and his hard works by opening up a museum dedicated to the Flash Museum. So the episode starts with the news of this is being broken on a TV screen, and the Flash's villains, you got Captain Boomerang, Captain Cold, Mirror Master, and the Trickster, are all in a bar together, and they're all commiserating over how much they hate the Flash. So they're like, I can't believe that this city worships that man so much. They're opening a museum to him. What the fuck? So they decide, wait a minute. We're really talented supervillains. Why don't we band together to destroy the Flash? So they turn it into a competition because of that. So they all start taking turns to kill the Flash. So first is Mirror Master goes up and he fails and the Flash gets out alive. And then Captain Boomerang, his turn, and he fails and the Flash gets out alive. So then it's supposed to be the Trickster's turn. They're meeting up in the bar again. And he's like, wait a minute, guys. I've got an idea. What if I throw a banana peel out there in front of the Flash and he slips on it at super speed and then he collides into the wall? It's got a bunch of crates of fake dog vomit and then it all blows up. And then he starts laughing. And then, like, everyone's just staring at him because what he just said was the stupidest fucking thing they've ever heard. So then Captain Cold, just goes, you know what? Taking turns is dumb. Why don't we all just jump him at the museum?
Adieu.
Oh, man, it was fucking wonderful. So ever since, like, for years and years and years afterwards, anytime I say, you know what? And then I take a pause and go, taking turns is dumb. Why don't we all just jump him? That's fucking genius, right? Because like that's a trope in so many different kinds of media, where all the villains team up to fight the hero, and they take turns. Like, why the hell are we doing this? Why don't we all just fucking just get in a group and mob the fucker, like.
Did they succeed? Did they kill the Flash?
No, because after the second time that it happened, the Flash was like, okay, I'm reasonably sure these guys are working together here. Oh, no, this wasn't what's happening. The Flash decides he wants representatives and his friends from the Justice League join him at the opening of the Flash Museum. So he goes, and the only two people who were there, one of them's Batman, and the other one is Orion. And Orion is a character who is the biological son of Darkseid, but he's the adopted son of Highfather. Now, in order to explain that whole thing, Darkseid is like the biggest, baddest, most evilest guy. He's the DC Universe version of Thanos, kind of. No, he's the big bad guy.
I actually do know who he is because he was the villain in Justice League, the shitty movie that got a better re-release.
Right, cool. So you're at least aware of who he is, so I can explain things a little better. Darkseid, being the ruler of the planet Apocalypse, had a millennial-long war with this planet called New Genesis, and the leader of the people of New Genesis was called Highfather. So after the end of their most destructive war that they ended up fighting, they signed a peace deal.
Okay, Scarecrow in the chat just had a really fucked up comment. I didn't see it until just now. Sorry to interrupt you. But when you were saying that thing about how, like, taking turns is dumb, let's just all jump them at once, he said Tyre Nichols' attackers had that same mentality.
Jesus Christ. That's pretty good.
Oh, man. Anyway, go ahead.
So, the peace deal between New Genesis and Apocalypse. Highfather proposes that in order for the next generation to not be continuing this endless war, they will trade children. So, Darkseid trades his firstborn son, who was Orion, and Highfather trades his firstborn son, who was Caliban. So, Orion is now raised on New Genesis, and Caliban is raised on Apocalypse. So, Caliban becomes, like, a reasonably important villain that Superman fights, because he's really, really fucking strong. And he has his adoptive father's dark side, bloodlust, and not strategic brilliance, but tactical brilliance. So like he's a really talented warrior. And Orion, being raised by Highfather, but he's still the genetic blood son of Darkseid. So he's an absolute fucking badass.
I'm
Like
here,
he's a
Divine
crazy
One.
good fucking warrior, but he's also a good guy because he was raised by Highfather. So the only two members of the Justice League who were there when the Flash wants someone to join him at the Flash Museum opening is Batman and Orion. Those are two of the most badass guys in the entire Justice League. So that's kind of
Quite the party.
extraordinary that those would be the two who'd go to the opening for the Flash Museum, because the Flash wasn't expecting any kind of trouble. You know, it's a lot like asking two Navy SEALs to join you at your Girl Scout group. It's like, what the fuck? Then suddenly the cartel shows up because you're horning in on their turf, and there's only one lemonade and cookies stand available in town, and then all of a sudden, oh, well, I'm glad we brought those together. So, after the second time the Flash gets attacked, the Captain Boomerang one fails, Batman's like, okay, since I'm not a retard, I mean, it doesn't take the world's greatest detective to tell what's going on here. He's like, okay, this... Obviously, they put a hit out on you, and they're trying to kill you. So the Flash is like, all right, you know what, if it bothers you that much, then we'll just lay low until the opening, and we'll be on our guard then. So they go to the opening of the Flash Museum, and the Flash is super distracted because he's waiting for the inevitable attack to start. So then the inevitable attack starts, and then they just, Batman, Orion, and the Flash fight. They don't fight the Trickster, because there's a great moment where they're trying to figure out what their plan is. So, pretty much the entire episode is trying to be like a deconstruction of familiar superhero tropes.
Right.
So, Batman's like, he's like, there's some kind of plan here, you know. We got to figure out what they're up to. And the Flash is all like, well, you know, they all go to the same dive bar over in this part of town where they go drinking. Why don't we just go over there and see if we see one of them? So then, you know, Batman raises an eyebrow, but then, you know, screen wipe, and then that's where they fucking are. And the Trickster's there because he was upset that they didn't listen to his idea with the fake exploding dog vomit. So then he's just sitting there chilling at the bar drinking, and he's all like, you know what, Captain Cole, Captain Boomerang, I bet they would have listened to my idea if I was a captain. Then, and they walk in, and the Trickster turns and he sees him, so he pulls out this gun that's like...
Nice gun!
The barrels
really
of the gun are giant
can
nose.
Now, to Soul and Palace.
And Batman throws a batarang at it, so, you know, he knocks it out of his hands, and the thing goes off anyway, and when it goes off, acid comes out of the nose, and it melts
It's been years since I visited the
billiards
palace.
Years?
And then he's all like, it's a snot gun, get it? So like the Trickster just tried to murder some people, and now he's got like two of the biggest badasses in the Justice League
out of
ready to
Solm's whole
fucking
royal
beat the
family,
shit
my
out
mother
of
and I have only
him.
met
He's
Queen
just making
Sephoria.
jokes.
What? No one else?
So then Orion
Nope.
picks him
Not
up, and he's
the
like,
consort,
talk while you
not the
still have a
princess,
jaw.
and
And the
not her
Flash is
brother,
like,
the prince.
holy shit, tone it the fuck down.
I never
He's like,
met
here,
them
let
either.
me show you how we do
Same
it in
thing
my
happened to
city.
you, huh?
So he just like sits the
I
Trickster
may have
down at the
forgotten the
bar,
way
and
to
he's
the
like,
palace,
James,
but
you're
I
wearing the
remember
suit
well what
again.
happened there.
You haven't been taking
Was a
your
strange
medication,
scene.
have you?
The Queen received us alone, with
And he's
no
all
one
like,
attending her.
I
we
take
asked
the
to meet
pills
the
when I'm not
princess and
feeling so
prince.
good. James,
She
that's
told
not
us
how your
they weren't
medication
there.
works. You know
She
that.
told
You have
us
to
the
take them
exact same
every
thing.
day.
I asked
I
them
tell
to
you
be
what,
back,
buddy,
and
if
she
you
said,
let me know what the
no
others are up
idea.
to, I'll come visit
It
you in the
didn't make
hospital.
sense.
We'll play darts.
If you're
That's
royalty,
pretty good.
you can't leave your castle whenever you like.
And the guy's like,
I got the
okay, they're all
feeling
planning
she
to
was
jump you at the
hiding them
Flash
from
Museum
us.
tonight.
But why? Were they sick or shy?
Shy.
So then the
That would
Flash goes
surprise
to
me.
walk out of there,
Everyone
and
we've
then
met here
Batman's
has
all
been
like,
so
aren't you
friendly.
forgetting something? And the Flash turns around and he's like,
The
oh,
Queen
yeah,
is
by the
too.
way, dude, when you finish
There
your
are just some
drink,
things
go ahead
about
and
the
turn
royal
yourself
family
in.
that don't add up. Let's
Got
be
me
on guard,
again,
all right?
Flash.
Got it.
Oh, man. That was a great scene. I'm gonna find that clip on YouTube. I'll send it to you.
We're here, Sohm Palace. Now all that's left is asking those guards to open the gate.
Thanks for leading the way, Fogado. I don't know how we'd have gotten here without you.
Of course. Just another day in the life of a sentinel.
I'll be sure to commend you to the Queen. Anyway, now we'd better be on our way. Huh? Fogado, what are you doing?
Talking to the guards. What else?
Does he have a meeting with the Queen as well?
Beats me. Maybe he's here on some kind of sentinel business.
Fogado, wait for us.
Hey, I'm home.
Home?
Welcome back, Prince Fogado.
I'll open the gate.
Yes, let the gate be open!
Prince. Did that guard say prince?
Unless we misheard him. In exactly the same way.
Thanks for waiting, folks.
Fogado, we're a little confused. Are you the Prince of Sohm?
Did I not mention that?
No.
Now, a series of funny stories regarding that episode.
Egg meat face. Right.
Um,
Let me do this properly.
Mark Hamill
I'm Fogado,
voices
Captain of
the
Sentinels
trickster in that episode.
and the Prince of Sohm.
And what's interesting about this is that
Come on in.
Mark
Wanted to be
Hamill,
Mom, right?
who of course famously voiced the Joker in Batman the Animated
Visitors!
Series, he got that
What is
role as the
happening?
Joker
I didn't
because
realize he was
a
royalty.
few months previous or something along those
personally going
lines,
on patrols.
there was going to be a
something you
live-action
see every day?
Flash TV
I
show,
wonder why we never met him before.
and Mark
Doesn't
Hamill
seem
auditioned
sick.
for the role of
He's
the trickster.
certainly not shy.
And he was turned
It's a
down for that
mystery.
role.
Anyway,
Because he was
let's
turned
head
down
in.
for that role,
Don't wanna
he was
keep
really
Prince
upset. So he
Fogado
tried to
waiting.
practice it to be like, he was trying to see what he could have done differently. So, practicing that, he kind of came up with the mannerisms that he would use when he would play the Joker. So when he auditioned for that one, he
torn
fucking
apart
knocked
from
it
your
out of the park.
friends. How delicious.
Lady Vale.
It is kind of weird that they
Zephyr,
haven't
tell
done
me,
a live
What are
action
the
Flash
Divine
movie
Dragon's
yet.
forces up to?
I
They
wonder
passed
what's
through the shadowy moor.
You know,
It
I
appears they've
believe,
arrived in
I
Sohm.
believe they were
So they
planning
did
to,
not return
and
to
then
Rhodia.
the
They're
actor
gathering
who
more
plays the
rings.
Flash in the Justice League
Good.
movies
Can we go after them, Lady
had
Vale?
that whole
I'm
fucking
itching
thing
for a
happen,
rematch.
so.
yeah.
Patience, Marnie.
But when you
If
think
we
of all the
wait,
superheroes
we can steal Sohm's
that have
weapon
gotten a
along with
movie
the
at this
others.
point, like Black Adam is way more
Smart.
obscure than the
I'll be a
Flash.
good girl and wait
Shazam is more obscure
You
than the
are a
Flash.
treasure, Marnie.
They just kind of skipped
Isn't
over
she
him.
just the
Yeah,
pride of the
it's.
Four Hounds.
I agree with you.
You two really heap on the praise. That's why I love ya.
I think they
You're such
might
a
have
child.
intended to
Praise
even
is
before
for
the fucking
chumps.
meltdown, but they might have
It's
thought
much
that
more
like this
fun to
guy
be
they picked up,
punished.
they might have been
Worry
aware
not,
of the whole
Prince.
thing, and they might have thought that like
You will
now's
soon
a
have
bad
all
time.
the agony your heart could
They could have thought he was like a
That's
ticking
what I
time
like
bomb or
to
some shit.
hear.
Yeah.
The perks of the
Um,
gig right
but
there.
at the
And
same
you,
time,
Javier?
though,
How would
not
you
as
like to
much
be
because there are lots of
Nothing
characters
for
who
me,
are
my lady.
well
even say
known
my
and
name.
more important than
cold.
not just Captain
That's all right.
Adam.
For now,
Oh
we
no,
wait.
Captain
We
Marvel.
watch.
Sorry,
And
Captain
then,
Marvel
when the time
and
comes,
Black Adam. Captain Marvel, people call him Shazam.
Lady Vale.
I've been awake for too long.
Some of the other characters who've gotten movies, like of course Aquaman.
Here are your
Um,
instructions.
For
Zephyr,
instance, a huge one,
take
Green
charge.
Lantern, and they will never fucking touch Green Lantern again because of
As you
how
wish.
legendarily fucking bad that Ryan Reynolds movie with the Green Lantern was. No one's gonna want to touch that one for a while, in much the same way that no Batman movie has done Mr. Freeze ever since.
Yeah, I think it'll happen eventually, but yeah, you're right. It'll be a minute.
They need to give that shit a chance to cool off, and it's unfortunate because those horrific, legendary failures happened just before the golden age of superhero movies. Otherwise, we'd have gotten them.
Right.
And what a fucking shame that
Oh,
is,
Ivy,
because
did you need
the
something from
steam
me?
is already
No,
starting
Divine
to
One.
run down
Must I
on
require something to
the
remain near you?
locomotive of
No, it's
this
not that.
ridiculous
see.
bullshit.
Then
constant
please
fucking
feel free
superhero
to
movies.
ignore me.
I would,
But
but it's difficult to ignore the anger on your
once it's
face.
all over and done with, it's gonna be
Kingdom of
hard to
Elusia
find one.
worships
Like
the Fell Dragon, doesn't
the
it?
studios
If
just
that's
aren't
the
gonna want to make
case, I
superhero
can
movies
certainly see
anymore.
why
And
you
when
would
they
feel
do,
uncomfortable around
it'll
me.
probably be
You can't
fucking
imagine how I
amazing,
feel.
but it's gonna be super rare.
If you can
In
explain
much the same
I'd
way that
love to
hardly anyone
understand.
makes westerns,
It
but
might
when they
reduce
do,
this
it's typically fucking
distance
amazing.
between us.
True.
Like Rust.
But we should get used to each other first.
Well, you know, actually, I'm looking at it. The
More
top
comfortable.
3 movies
For now,
box
I will
office
leave you
wise
be.
in 2022
And worship from afar.
were not superhero movies, and no
Worship?
superhero movie made more than made a billion.
Yeah, and I think that the top 3 box office thing you mentioned, I think that's the first time that's happened since since they were making Iron Man movies.
Well, 2021 you had No Way Home, which made almost 2 billion. So yeah, well, 2020 had no movies make even $500 million because of COVID, but that makes sense, right? Like, that just is what it is.
Yeah, when it comes to any kind of statistical anything that you keep track of, 2020 just doesn't count, like, for anything.
2022 had Avatar at number 1, Top Gun at 2, and Jurassic World at 3. And no superhero movies until 4, which was Doctor Strange, which made 956 million, so not a billion. You're right, it's the first time in a very long time no superhero movie made $1 billion. And it's partially because people aren't going to the movie theaters as much as they used to, but it just seems like the movies aren't as interesting. Like, Thor Love and Thunder the new Thor did not get good reviews. The 10th most profitable movie in 2022 was called Moon Man.
It's pretty good.
Oh, it was only released in China. I'm sorry. Yeah, it was only released, it was one of these Chinese-only movies. Okay. After being left unexpectedly on the moon, an asteroid destroys the Earth, leaving the main character being the last person in existence. That sounds like a really shitty movie. That sounds boring as hell. Just some dude dicking around on the moon for 2 hours.
Yeah, that you're right. That does sound boring as hell, because it's all like, that worked as a Twilight Zone episode, where instead, you've got the guy is just, at least I have my books, and then his glasses break. He's like, it's not fair. There was finally time now.
Right. How would you jerk off in a spacesuit? That would be the interesting part of that movie. He tries to figure out how to jerk off while he's in the spacesuit.
Gee, poop. I think I think astronauts have some kind of like diaper setup and everything, but I'm all like, how the fuck would he change it? Like, he's gonna be there for the rest of his life. Ugh.
If that actually happened to someone, they'd probably just commit Sudoku after a little while, right?
There's no question. If you're literally the last human being, what is the point to being alive?
Yeah. Yeah, so here's a funny thing. So when I was playing Dead Space today and the last couple of days, obviously I've been monitoring my temperatures and everything was normal, but I was getting frame drops. So today I finally went to go look at my settings and my settings had reset. I was running the game on Ultra and there were no problems. So I don't know if EA snuck an update in there and I just didn't see it. But I had been running the game on Ultra and everything was Gucci.
Check your Steam downloads. See if there was a patch.
Steam check downloads. Let's see here.
Because I'm looking.
No.
I just saw a thread right here. Thank you for your continued patience and help as we identified and looked into fixes for the graphical issues some have been facing. Updates to address these issues have been pushed live to Steam, Origin, EA app, and PS5. For Xbox, an update should be available later this week.
I don't see anything in my downloads, but I mean, my computer didn't die and I ran it on Ultra for a few hours, so it feels like something changed. But I don't know why modern games keep doing that. Every time they push an update, your settings revert. It seems like a lot of games do that. It's really fucking annoying. Like, I remember that one time we were playing, Power Wash.
Shall I prepare a 3-course meal?
And the audio
dish,
reset, so you boot into the game and your ears like almost fell off.
That was, oh man, yeah.
I wonder if
remember
this
that.
will
That
suit
was
your
awful.
tastes.
Speaking of
Lovely
which, I
aroma.
do see an update for Power Wash in my downloads, scheduled for tomorrow.
A
Is that
hearty
going to be
meal,
the big one?
Tastefully presented.
Yes, because it's 5.4 gigs.
Wow, so we're going to get a bunch of new Power Wash maps. Cool.
Huzzah! I'll check the shit.
Yeah.
Yep, 1.1 update plus free Tomb Raider special pack out now. I'll just read the patch notes. I sent you the video, which includes everything that I mentioned, where the trickster tells the others his horrible plan, and then why don't we all just jump him? And then he goes to the bar, and then they chase him down and flash docks him.
Incredible.
Well, assuming that we stream on Thursday and Friday, if that's what happens, that should be enough time for us to finish at least the initial playthrough of the Star Wars stuff. So maybe we're still going to 100% the game, but we could break it up by doing some Power Wash.
Yeah.
I don't think that's a bad idea at all. But, like, that game only cost, I think, $20 when I bought it, and it seems like they're just going to basically add free content to it forever.
Yeah. What a fantastic game. You know, it's great because the first time the first time I got it, I think it was in like the first 7 maps. It was just a great autism simulator where I was like, man, this is great. Just watching all this.
I think you can handle this.
Clean.
How hard do you want to go?
And there's just like all this extra crap coming in. It's like, whoa.
Yeah.
Looking good. You've got this. Looking good. You've got this. Perfect. You've got this. Perfect. Looking good. Perfect.
You remember that part in Dead Space where you're in the room with the zero gravity and you need to turn the gravity on, but there are giant chunks of floating debris in the room and you have to clear the room of debris by shooting it into the giant energy laser thing?
Yes.
When I was playing the remake, when I got to that level, I was partway through it, and then I kept taking too much damage, and I didn't like the way I was playing the scenario, so I just shot myself right into the giant laser, and it was awesome.
Keep it up.
I just immediately go into massive chunks.
Looking good.
Was this from your play tonight?
No, it was a couple days ago. Maybe it was yesterday.
Well, just tell me which VOD it is on the YouTube, which part it is.
I'm gonna have to go searching to figure that out. I'll get back to you tomorrow. I'll take a look at them and figure out which one it is. But it's pretty easy to figure out. I just have to figure out what chapter that part's in and I can figure it out from there. Because most of my Dead Space VODs actually had the chapter number associated with the title. So I just have to figure it out like that.
Let's do this again sometime.
Shall we have a cup of tea afterward?
I'm Lady Anna, the mysterious
I'll be going to bed in a few minutes,
merchant.
by the way, just so you know.
Oh, cool.
Gotta work out tomorrow. I'm tired.
Here I am.
Got stuff
My
to do.
loss, your gain.
What a joy this has been. I am Saline, Princess of Firene.
I am Diamant, Crown Prince of Brodia.
Not quite. You cut me down most effectively.
It's me, the Brodian prince who isn't Diamant.
I have been waiting for this. I must continue to improve.
I'm sorry.
Argy
Are you
banana,
hurt?
tasty banana. Put banana in my mouth. Squeeze the peel.
Gross. Sounded absolutely disgusting. Oh man, I'm tired. As we fall to the end of it all, with our backs to the sun, we are wrong.
Oh. Oh. Aha. All right.
Welcome.
Do you have any more master seals? Do you have any master... No, you don't. You're useless. I can't believe how
come again.
useless you are. Alright guys, that's going to do it for tonight. Thank you for hanging out with me. Had a lot of fun today. We're about 30 hours into Fire Emblem now. And we are more than halfway through. Oh, chapter 13 now. Very nice. Alright. Gonna run some ads and turn the stream off. See you guys in the morning.